All right. So hello everyone, and of course welcome to the AMA with Squirrel Wallet. Now, super excited for today's session. We're gonna dive right into the introduction from my end before we of course hand over the microphone to Kevin here for basically the presentation part and of course everything that they're all about. So as far as Squirrel about a Web3 digital asset wallet, which is designed to make cryptocurrency transactions more transparent as well as user-friendly. So it doesn't matter if you're just starting out on your DeFi journey or if you're a professional, you'll find your place here regardless of your skill level and of course knowledge as well. So there's quite a lot of features that you can find there, so associated with the Squirrel Wallet. So firstly, you have their innovative security recovery method, which is called Guardians. So with the Guardian backup, you assign your Guardians in order to help you out with recovering your wallet if there ever comes a time for you to do so. Now, swapping fees are minimal, done instantly, which is definitely something that all of you will be excited to know. You then have analytics to basically offer you all the information you possibly need to track token performance. We're going to get to talking about supported blockchains, some encouraging factors as well, such as staking pools and farms that you can, of course, get rewarded with, even the benefits for holding their nuts token. So specifically as part of this, we're going to talk about governance. You also have benefits for in-app purchase incentives and trading fees discounts. So many more things tied to the project, because you also have your NFT collection called Squirrely Squirrels, which is a little bit of a tongue twister for me. Can barely pronounce it myself, but I just think it's a fantastic name for the collection that they have available for you to mint. So just the pre-sale reminder here before we hand over the microphone to Kevin. It is taking place today at 4 p.m. UTC, so just a little bit under 1 hour to go. As per usual, if you're interested in contributing, you can find the link to it on the AMA announcement, which I did have a chance to mention before we started off with the recording, that we forwarded in our main chat, just so you don't have to scroll or click on anything, even though that it is the last pinned message currently. And of course, some encouragement if you're going to have any questions after we're done with the session. So any additional ones, because you guys know how this goes, usually can't cover them all. So if that happens, do make sure to join your socials just so the team can get you sorted with basically anything else that you might want to know. So, Kevin, thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for bearing with me for a little bit of a longer introduction. For starters, if you don't mind, just providing a little bit of background information about yourself, and then feel free to just tie it together to the idea behind Squirrel Wallet, so everything you wanted to accomplish, all the features, benefits, basically everything that you want the listeners to know, and then we're going to move on to some questions and topics of discussion. So it's a pleasure, and welcome. Floor is all yours.
Wow, thank you. I love the energy. This is amazing. So great. Thank you so much for listening. Hopefully I'll get to everybody's question and answer them. So let me get a little bit of background about myself and our team and how we get to Squirrel. So I've been in this space since 2013. I started the first professional services company in the world. So we did marketing, branding, strategy, documentation, and development. Some of the early projects that I helped launch, and from the early times, from the very beginning, are like Ethereum, Factom, Storage Dash, Augur, Engine, and many others that you probably know in the space. So I've helped them from sometimes just like tokenomics to documentation to white papers, all the way to development to listings. It depends on what the company's done. So how we get to Squirrel? Let me. It's funny because I was looking in our GitHub repo just the other day and realized that I started writing about Squirrel, what wasn't called Squirrel, back in 2015. So I have some GitHub repos back in 2015. Squirrel. And so we all have these stories that you've heard of. Maybe it's affected you. Don't know, where someone loses their mnemonic phrase. They lose their password or whatever, and they lose all of their assets in their wallet. And then people are going and searching through landfills and dumpsters and stuff, trying to find their, their basically their computers that they threw out that had all these Bitcoin and everything on them. So that's been the biggest problem, the biggest hurdle in this industry to further the adoption and education of getting regular people in retail into the space. It's how do we get over this hurdle that where it's like, if I lose my private key, I lose all my assets. That's terrifying for so many people. So in crypto, there's three doorways basically to get into crypto. There's your centralized exchanges like Binance and Coinbase, stuff like that. And now there's your ETFs like BlackRock, Grayscale, stuff like that. But you don't own your crypto with participating in any of those. You don't own your crypto with your own Binance or Coinbase. You don't own your crypto or have control about it. If you're participating in an ETF like Grayscale or BlackRock, the only way that you actually own and control your own crypto and your own assets is with a decentralized wallet like Squirrel and like, MetaMask, Trust Wallet, or whatever you're using today. You could be using Phantom. It doesn't matter. But that's the only way you really own it. And it's also the only way that you're able to access and participate in DeFi applications for passive earning, staking, loans, participating in a decentralized exchange, AMM, stuff like that. You need to have a trusted wallet. And so what we kind of sought out to do with Squirrel, start building from the Web3 from the ground up, saying that in the future, we're going to have platforms that we're going to connect to. And people are going to want to own and control not just their own assets, but their own IP, personal information, AML, KYC, medical data, and more. And you'll understand why I'm talking about this when you see all of the pillars that we're building with Squirrel Wallet. So Squirrel Wallet is actually just the foundational piece of technology that we're building for Squirrel Technologies, which is the overall company that hosts all of the other technologies that we're building that's going to complement the wallet. So we started out going, okay, we need to solve this problem of if you lose your private key, you lose all your assets. And we built a system called Guardians, which is a social recovery system. And other people have tried this, like Argent and Ledger. And if you don't know what happened with them, well, basically they built systems that didn't really work. They didn't work properly. It was a good premise, but for example, they were charging fees for a system that people don't understand. That is a big roadblock for anybody new getting into the wallet. The other part that Ledger did is they centralized their Guardians by having 3 companies that got to control a shard of your private keys. That's terrifying. I would never do this, and this is why these wallets that have tried this now no longer have these systems in place because the way that they were built didn't work. I'm happy to say that we have the only Guardian social recovery system that is approved by Apple and Android in the industry today. We built this in a way for users that could be completely free. You can set up to 20 Guardians of your wallet. And it is very simple, where what happens is you get to basically create your own social blockchain through Squirrel. So you get to set your Guardians, let's just say they're family members, friends, trusted associates, business people that you trust to set as your Guardian. They get a shard of your private key. That they can do nothing. You have the master key. With your master key and 51% of your Guardians saying that you lost your master key, you can start a recovery process. So why is this important? Why is this so safe and secure on top of everything else? Okay? So let's just take, for instance, that like I'm creating my Guardian system and up to 20 of you guys are my Guardians. I set it up, you agree to be my Guardian, and all of a sudden I lose my private key and my password and I want to start the recovery process. Wallet in your email that says Kevin has lost his password or his private key. Will you help him recover his wallet? The first thing that you are going to do is you're going to call me because we know each other, human to human contact. You're not even probably going to text me. Most people are just going to call and say, hey, Kev, did you lose your private key or is this a scam? And I'm going to go, no, I lost my private key. They're going to go, okay, no problem. We're going to approve it. That right there is the safest security feature that you can have, hands down, bar none. And we are the only wallet in the world that has this. Outside of your SHA-256 encryption and all the other security measures like 2FA and everything that you have to protect your wallet, we give our users the added benefit of being able to set up the Guardian feature to help give them extended protection. And setting up the Guardians means that you don't have to even write down your private key after you set up Guardians. You don't need to remember it anymore. You don't need to worry about losing that anymore because you've set up a Guardian system that protects your wallet for yourself. It's like setting up your own blockchain and you are the main technology. You're the main software that's running your blockchain and all your Guardians are your nodes that help you protect protect yourself, and you're going to end up being a guardian for other people. The Guardian system, though, is also a foundational unit to set up smart wallet applications in the future for things like estate planning. What happens, God forbid, if you die? Who gets your crypto? Well, in the future, with Guardians and stuff like that, and through the vault system and things that we're building, you'll be able to dictate that and say, God forbid something happens to me, these people are going to get this crypto, this crypto, this crypto. Through Guardians and through our estate planning applications that we're building in the future, you're going to be able to do that through Squirrel. No other wallet offers this. On top of this, we started thinking about how do we make everything that people want to do in the app easier to use, fun, and beneficial. So we do things like one-click DeFi. So instead of having to do 4 different applications to stake in a liquidity pool and start earning on that, we allow our users to do it with one basically click and use our nuts tokens to subsidize these transactions so that people don't have to always have the native token to the blockchain that they're looking to stake on. We build more efficient smart contracts in the back that work with our wallet and work with the decentralized exchanges to help users create LP tokens and do what they want to do every single day with lower fees, less slippage, and more efficient transactions. So, sorry guys, I've been talking for a long time. Let me stop there and kind of get some feedback, and then we can continue.
Perfect. Awesome. Kevin, just wanted to say I love the passion. I know that it's something I already managed to talk about before we even started off with the recording here. But yeah, a perfect timing actually, because I wanted to briefly focus towards the Guardian aspect here, just, providing a little bit of my feedback. I do have a follow-up question on this, and then of course we can continue as well. But as far as the Guardian feature goes, first the feedback part. So I personally love this feature, and I'm sure that this is something that the majority agrees with you as well, because it ultimately got me thinking, right? As I was doing my research and, of course, reading through all of the features you guys have, I got a little bit more information on this Guardian recovery measure here. I was like, well, this is very much needed in the space. And, it kind of brought me back to the time I think that I'm not going to say that I lost my device. I just misplaced the seed phrase. Specifically in my case, it was for my MetaMask wallet. And since I do have it written down on paper, because, to me, at least, that is the most secure way, I misplaced it, and it was 2 times. I don't think if it was for the same wallet, but ultimately it was such a hassle, such a stressful experience with me. It's not something that I once again ultimately lost the device, or is something that I probably figured I could find it, but I lost like 2 or 3 days, and with the Guardian feature, if something like this arises once again on my end, it's going to be fairly simple for me to use without even, spending 2 or 3 days of just throwing all the things around in order for me to find a piece of paper with my seed phrase. So this is exactly something that I very much appreciate here, Kevin. So obviously something that I wanted to provide my feedback as well. And I think you did a great job of just guiding the listeners through with everything that you're offering with this recovery measure here. If I do remember correctly, you said 51% of your Guardians need to approve everyone has a shard of the seed phrase, if I do remember correctly here. So the only thing that I just want to know here, since we're also talking about the process of, I don't know, let's say, as you did mention, let's say that there comes a time that you lose your seed phrase here, and let's say you want to recover it, ultimately you call the friend so they can see if they approve it. And once they get the email for the approval process, I'm just kind of wondering how long this approval is valid for. I assume it's not long, just to keep the security, as secure as possible, I'm going to say, but just curious to know for how long it's valid.
Hey, great question. Love it. Love the fact that you looked into Guardians, because it is my favorite feature. We spent years, believe it or not, we've been building Squirrel for 5 years. And this was the main thing that I wanted to say, and this is my favorite feature. So how the Guardian feature works, and the reason why we have 51% and not 100% is because we all have friends that, may not answer the call right away. So we really don't need 100% of the people who know us to approve the Guardian feature, because it's a human-to-human contact. So even one person that verifies it makes it work. So the approvals will last for 24 hours, okay, before you'll get basically a reminder. Hey, are you able to confirm that Kevin lost his seed phrase? So the approvals will stay for 24 hours, and then your Guardians will get a reminder if they haven't responded in 24 hours. Now, if 51% of your Guardians respond, and you recover your phrase within, the 24 hours, then no one will get any reminders.
Okay, perfect sense. And yeah, since you're already talking about everything regarding the Guardian feature, I know it's something that I already said. I'm gonna sound like a broken record here, but I 100% agree with you, because it's out of all the features that you guys have available here, it is probably my favorite one as well, because it's just something so relatable, something that I think the majority of participants in DeFi, it either happens to them, or at the end of the day, it's something that they wish would have a handier way of solutions, or even have a solution in this case. Because, obviously speaking, I just misplaced it, but at the end of the day, you can be unfortunate and ultimately not recover it, right? So in this case, Guardians absolutely solve everything. So yeah, Kevin, love it. Thank you very much for answering the question and for your feedback as well. And since we're already talking about the Squirrel wallets, of course, being used for swapping as well, being instant, having low trading fees, the only thing that I was wondering here is, because I remember you saying this in the introduction part, or the presentation part, however you'd like to call it, let's just say onboarding Web2 users to Web3, just making everything as simple as possible. But again, as we did mention, not to say that this can be used by professionals, because it is absolutely for everyone. And this is exactly what I think sets you apart from the competition. And as we're already speaking about the fact to, let's just say, onboard users to Web3, since I just wanted to talk about a little bit more regarding the process of you actually adding funds to Squirrel Wallet, right? So I assume the go-to option for everyone here would just be with the supported blockchains, which I just have this open here on your website. I think it's currently Polygon, Phantom, BSC, ETH, and AVAX, which just brings me to the question. I think this is a little bit of my feedback. You can obviously just do it. I assume I'd just do it with my MetaMask, just, transfer it from wallet to wallet on the supported blockchain. But if we're talking about users, again, onboarding Web2 users to Web3, I would assume that you guys obviously have a sort of, let's just say, a fiat on-ramp to just make it as hassle-free. Is that correct to assume?
That is 100% correct. So we have partners, great partners, like who you've probably heard about in the space, like MoonPay and OnRamper. And so they're an aggregator for people to be able to purchase crypto with your credit card, debit card, and other options. And they'll aggregate the best fees through Squirrel so that you can purchase crypto. And yeah, if you have like a MetaMask wallet, Trust Wallet, something like that, and you want to port your wallet over using your mnemonic phrase to Squirrel, you can do that as well. Now, the catch is, if you or your guardians want to set up the Guardian feature, or your friends, family, whatever, you have to be on Squirrel. That is a user acquisition tool and strategy, but also because Squirrel is built Web3 first. So wallets like MetaMask and Trust Wallet Shop that are built Web2, old technology, that have not been updated because they had to break down the system to be able to integrate something like Guardian. So everyone, if they want to use the Guardian feature, needs to be on Squirrel. But yes, you can purchase through OnRamper and MoonPay through the wallet already. We have V1 that's already in the Apple and Android. I'm very excited about V2 that's coming out in 30 to 45 days. And you can port your wallets over through MetaMask and run Squirrel Wallet just like you can now. We have 5 blockchains, like you just talked about, integrated now. B2 is going to launch with 10 and then very quickly go 20, 30, and then we're going to integrate more blockchains as we go based on demand, safety, and security. We take security as our number one priority with Squirrel Wallet, and then after that is going to be the user experience and what our users want to do, and that is our vision, and that is our thesis on how we build. Security 1, users number 2. That's literally what we build for at Squirrel.
Fantastic. Now, I think you did a great job, because the follow-up here was especially regarding the supported blockchains, but you pretty much already covered it regarding additional integrations here, which is definitely something that I love to see here, and obviously going through the demand. So, Kevin, thank you very much for that. And I did also want to tie this together, just a little bit of my feedback here. I personally, and I'm going to be honest here, I personally didn't have a chance to download it yet, try it out for myself, but I did do concrete research with everything you guys have on the Gitbook, and obviously speaking, you have quite a lot of screenshots there. And what I wanted to mention here, because this I assume is from V1, and then you're obviously updating the version like you did mention here, I wanted to say, as far as the UI goes, it is very clean. And I would say that this definitely proves one of the things that you were saying earlier. So while you're doing this to just simplify the experience, everything for newcomers, if you start using Squirrel Wallet, you're going to instantly know what you can use, what you can take advantage of. And I think that this makes perfect sense. It's clear to see UI being as clean as possible. And even, the branding and how you're approaching the color scheme, I personally love it. So just a little bit of my feedback here before we continue.
Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. You know what? The UI UX is very, very clean and very simple. We started building, thinking about the safety, security, and the Guardian features first. We hired an amazing design team that did all the designs for our V2 product, which is going to come out in the next 30 to 45 days. We're going to have Solana and all these things integrated with that, web browser, so you can customize the wallet for your best use, AI features and functionality that's going in there. But you haven't downloaded the wallet yet, but I would tell you and all of your users, go download the wallet, because guess what? If you download V1, you're going to be eligible for a Nuts token airdrop sometime down the road. So some of the question stuff we're doing. So download the wallet now in V1 and get ready for what's happening with the Nuts launch in V2.
Perfect. I'd say that is definitely an encouraging factor. Thank you, Kevin, very much. And yeah, I was planning on doing so, but I was like, as I was doing preparations and reading for everything, I was like, well, if I don't download this and, let's say topics of discussion, everything that I had in my head to, let's say remember to discuss here today, I was like, okay, this makes perfect sense, because otherwise, if I download it, I'm going to get all the information and I'm not going to know what to ask, but yeah, definitely planning on downloading it because as I did mention, everything clear as possible, easy to use. And this is just, once again, me just going through the information that you have on the Gitbook and all the screenshots, which just, facts speak for themselves, I would say in this case. So yeah, Kevin, much appreciated. And with the topics of discussion that we are currently having, so we managed to already talk about the supported blockchains. And I wanted to just tie this together to the fact that we were also discussing about a little bit earlier, which would be, in this case, trading fees, of course, being minimal, even the speed, so being done instantly. And just for clarity purposes here, if you don't mind, I was just wondering, because I assume the trading fees, again, just speculating, I assume that the majority of the fees that you guys are going to be getting here would be strictly with the trading. So just for the sake of clarity, I was kind of wondering with the percentage of those trading fees that you are taking here, and ultimately, if this is information, then you can of course already share the information regarding distribution of those fees. So are we talking about primary portion of the platform generated fees being used strictly towards, let's say, further development, maybe marketing activities? Because we did have a chance to mention a lot of things are, in the pipeline, a lot of things are planning to be updated, released. So I'd assume that does make perfect sense. Or are you also planning on having a portion of this platform generated revenue to be used towards either, I don't know, let's say, using to reward maybe stakers, maybe LP providers, anything of that nature, right?
Love it. Love that question. So guys, of course, any business cannot operate if they don't make revenue and they don't make a profit. So Squirrel Wallet, which is part of Squirrel Technologies, will make revenue based off fees in all the different things that we do throughout the wallet. Well, we do this very differently than other wallets and everything like that. So if you guys are familiar with, you want to interact with a blockchain, you want to send assets on a blockchain, you want to swap, create LP tokens or passive income, all things we do in DeFi, you pay fees. Fees in crypto can be very high or be less based on the efficiency of your smart contract. We have been taking our time to build more efficient smart contracts to save our users more money on all the things that they want to do in the wallet. On top of that, we're going to be using our Nuts token as part of the utility to subsidize fees for our users in many different places. Also, if you're a Nuts token holder, we're going to be offering added benefits and added savings just for holding the Nuts token. So that's what we're going to do. Now, the revenue that we get, because we've been building for years, this isn't a science project. This is an app that's in the market already. That's going to be a long time. Like I really think that Squirrel Wallet is going to be the #1 wallet in the crypto space in a very short period of time. We've spent millions of dollars already building a lot of our technology. So a lot of the fees and stuff that we're going to be taking in doesn't have to go to an immense development budget at this point, because we've already spent that with some great investors and stuff that we've done over the past 5 years. We're going to be just redistributing a lot of the fees to our community. We're going to be doing a lot of reward programs, quest programs. We're going to be doing a lot of things inside the app to make it really, really sticky, so people want to be there. And they're going to get rewarded for talking to us every single day. And so some of the pillars, and I'll get into this, we get into this a little bit more. For example, We have one of our advisors, Jamie Yancey. This guy is a titan in the medical testing space. If you ever did a COVID test back in the day and everything, you probably bought his COVID test and everything. He is one of our advisors and investors, and we are building out a medical tourism and medical testing application to the app. Why is this important? One, data and fees. We're going to be able to collect data outside of just your regular financial data from people. We are going to be able to pay our users in the future if they want to share their data without having to share any of their personal information to companies like hospitals, medical companies, drug companies, things like that that are looking for this type of information. So through Squirrel, we want to give our users not just the opportunity to spend and to attach themselves to everything DeFi, but to also earn to the pillars that we're building, like we're building our medical tourism application. We're building our RWA, a real world asset exchange. We are building our own AMM and our DEX, an NFT marketplace, and everything, because the wallet is just a conduit to get into the crypto space. And then you need to do everything else with it. Pay bills, buy shoes, trade, everything that you want to do, which is what we want to give to our users. So Squirrel is much more than just a wallet. That is the foundation that we are launching tomorrow. Today. Sorry.
The sky is the limit. It's, you know what's fascinating to me? You guys are working all the time. You have so many features, and usually, and this is the common mistake that I've usually hear or either see, and I'm going to quickly explain why I think you guys are completely different, right? With everything, there's a lot of projects that offer, let's say, a lot of features, a lot of use cases, and there's so many things that they can really package it to appear, let's say, simple to use, right? And that I think is a common thing here with a lot of projects. But you guys, what you're doing here, just tying it, as you did mention, Squirrel Wallet, just let's say the foundation, then you have all other features here. Practically, as I did mention, the sky is the limit, never ending features. But at the same time, how you're approaching this is just offering those tools, the features, in a very, very simple way. And that, I think, sets you apart from the competition. I love to see this, and definitely goes to show how you're just simplifying the entire experience. It's just providing, innovations, more features that everyone in the space absolutely needs. So, Kevin, thank you very much for the feedback here. And for us to continue the discussion, there's a few more topics that I wanted to talk about, strictly with the things that you managed to talk about right now in the presentation as well. So we did have a chance to cover, swapping. And, of course, I do appreciate the transparency here with the distribution of fees. And as we're already on the topic of, let's say, rewarding your users, which is clear to see that there's a lot of ways they can get rewarded. You also have, as we briefly mentioned, farms, you have pools, and specifically as far as the staking pools go, just to not, overly complicate everything, I just wanted us to focus just for a brief second regarding the nut staking pool. So obviously staking nuts in order to earn nuts. And what I'm just wondering here is how you're approaching this. So are you guys planning on having, as soon as the token is live, I'm going to provide you an example, actually. Let's say I contribute to the pre-sale, right? Upon being finalized, and of course me claiming my tokens, I am then eligible to stake those tokens in the staking pool. And what I'm interested to know here is if you guys are having just one staking pool that's going to be, let's say, variable for everyone. So I don't know, you choose the lock period yourself. Depending on the lock period, you then get the correlated APY. Or you're planning on just doing, let's say, 5, 6 fixed staking pools for nuts tokens. And of course, depending on the lockup period that you choose, you then get the correlated APY again. And because I'm kind of curious to know more about this.
Yeah, no, great. Love the question. So we do plan on building our own staking pools. But alongside that, we have, you're going to hear a lot of it, we have over 60 partners and counting that we've amassed and we're going to be working with. Some of them are going to be doing some staking pools. We're going to be working with some of the other decentralized exchanges, and some of them are crypto partners to do staking with them, and so on our own platform. So on our own platform, we're still kind of going through, like kind of what we think that the people want when it comes to staking. The first kind of iteration of what we wanted for staking pools is we were going to offer 4 different timeframes and different APYs to stake. So we've been talking about, staking for 30, 60, 90, 180 days, something like that. But there's a lot more interesting ways that we can do this. So we're looking at how can we gamify this? And I know it doesn't sound like it connects right now, but I think in the future, so they will. We're actually testing and training about 4 different AI platforms and integrate in the app. And some of those AI features are going to help users with making decisions on things like how they want to stake, where they want to stake, what works for them, what's their interest, how they want to trade, things like that. So we're still putting a lot of work, like our team is putting a lot of work into these features to make it more fun and more valuable for our users.
All right, perfect. Hear you loud and clear. Thank you very much. And just an add-on before I forget, because I was also planning to do an add-on for specifically the staking pool. But as you're already talking about the, let's say, gamified elements for the future, do you guys plan on, or if you have this, I do apologize, but what I'm kind of just wondering here, if we're talking about those features, are you guys also going to implement some, I don't know, let's say you could approach this in two different aspects, right? You could obviously have, and if this is something you already have, then props to you. But I think it makes perfect sense for you guys to also have, in a way, let's just call them maybe daily tasks, weekly tasks. If you perhaps, I don't know, trade with that and let's say minimum threshold of amount of money, amount of tokens, you can get rewarded with, I don't know, maybe more tokens. Maybe you can have an XP system as well, where you once again do daily tasks. You can get every so often upon reaching this and that amount of XP, maybe upon you leveling up, if this is something you're also planning to integrate there, you can then, once again, earn more tokens. Maybe you can earn some stable coins as you're engaging, because it's, I would say it's a win-win situation, because people are going to be engaging on the platform more. They're going to be engaging more with swapping. And then, of course, they can get rewarded throughout that, and you get max exposure, I'd say. So, yeah, just curious to know if this is also something you're planning.
For the rewards and things like that, yes. I mean, we are planning to do a bunch of different rewards, sort of quests, referral programs, and a lot of different things so that people can interact with the wallet, interact with us, and earn for helping us grow. We have a ton of stuff planned in the future. Sorry, was that kind of the bones of your question?
Exactly right. Exactly right. Just with the tasks, quests, everything, that it could be a little bit more gamified. So you pretty much answered everything that I wanted to know here, Kevin. Thank you very much. And before I forget, because I did have an add-on to specifically the staking pool. So again, thank you for the information regarding this. And what I was wondering specifically with the staking, let's say that I don't know, stake for this and that amount of, let's say, lockup period. I choose the staking pool that I want to stake nuts there. And I'm just wondering, with me, let's just say that I'm eligible for the staking rewards. And then you obviously have the button for you to harvest, so claim those staking rewards that you're eligible for. And what I'm wondering here is, it's kind of like a two-part question, I'd say. If the harvest can be done anytime that you'd like, if it's less, whenever you'd like. And in addition to that, because here is my issue that I usually have with staking pools, right? I usually tend to forget about them. So usually in that case, I'm eligible for staking pools, and then let's say the staking rewards compound for like 1, maybe 2 months, but I'm not actually staking the staking rewards because I forgot about those. So what I'm wondering here, if you guys also have an option where I'm earning the staking rewards, and as I'm compounding them, that they would get automatically re-added to my staking amount, just so I can earn more without forgetting, right?
You know what? It's funny, because I think you and I have the same problem with things we used to do in the past with staking. Same thing. You forget about it. It goes away. If you don't claim, let's just say you want to claim early, you basically earn nothing. And then if you forget to claim, the tokens that you've earned sit there for many, many, many times without or doing anything or earning anything for you. So this is a great question, because one, I'm fortunate enough to have a great team behind me that is much more creative and a lot smarter than I am, that are thinking about these things. So part of what we want to build in the application are things that keep our people coming back. What is that going to be do? We want to put trending topics up. We want to have AI that basically learns what you like and what you don't like, and then shows you things that you can get into all the time. Whether that's meme coins, new staking pools, things like that. But the other part of that is also letting you know, hey, here's what you have going on. Excuse me, sorry about that. Here's what you have going on. And this was one of my biggest problems with like MetaMask and stuff like that, is I forget where I'm staking sometime. I'm used to stake all over the place, everywhere, whether it's on like Uniswap or PancakeSwap or, back in the day, ApeSwap and all these other places, and you're using all these places, and you forget like what you're into. Well, your wallet has this information because your wallet connects to these platforms, and then you see the information. So why can't your wallet give you updated information about everything that you have going on every single day, and also give you input about, hey, because you're doing this and you're staking here and you like this, you might also like to do this. So some of the features that we're building in V2 are in your dashboard of your wallet. You're going to see everything that you're doing, not just the tokens that you have in your wallet, but also the staking pools and stuff that you're in. So if you do need to harvest right away, then you'll be able to do that, and you know what's going on. You're not going to miss out on anything there. Now, the other part of your question you asked me, what we're going to do, to reward people and stuff like that. Like I said, I have much smarter people than me that's thinking about the best ways to interact with our people when it comes to the staking programs that we're going to earn. So perfect example when you said you forget about staking and stuff like that. Well, we don't want you to forget about staking and stuff, because that means that you're not opening the wallet every single day and looking at what's going on. We want you to look at the wallet every single day, see what's going on, and give you opportunities to do other things. So how do we do that? So maybe we give you the option at every certain time to basically harvest some of your rewards and restake them. Maybe you can't withdraw them within 30, 60, 90, 100 days. I just earned 10 nuts tokens over the last 24 hours. And they're just sitting there. Well, why not put them to work for you so that in the next 24 hours, you can earn 10.1 nuts tokens and things like that. So these are all things that we are thinking about right now, and we're going to put forward with our staking program when we launch it. But even before that, we're going to be talking to our community. So come to Telegram, come on Twitter, and we're going to talk about all the things that we're going to be adding and updating in the future. And we want to hear from our users. So these are all things that are in the works that you're going to hear about over the next coming months.
No, absolutely fantastic. I like that this is something that's, at the end of the day, relatable for the both of us, because, I like to put my tokens to work. And if I forget about it, I'm just like, well, this is useless. I should have done this before, but I didn't remember. So thank you very much, Kevin. And just two more topics of discussion from my end before we move on to those community questions that we did have a chance to mention earlier. So just the only thing that we didn't have a chance to discuss about. So as far as token holder benefits go, I know that one of the things is also the governance, right? So you're having voting rights. So just to keep this one short and simple, I'm just wondering for let's say access to governance, if you guys already have a set amount of, if the requirements are how many tokens you need to, hold, maybe you have how many tokens you need to stake. If the requirement is already decided upon, if this is something you can share, and ultimately how you guys are approaching, let's say, giving out voting power, right? If anyone that meets the minimum threshold of either holding or staking, if everyone has the same voting power, so, one vote for absolutely anyone, regardless of your holdings, or are you approaching it, if you hold more tokens, you have greater voting power?
So, great question. I don't know if you guys are familiar with quadratic voting. Happy to explain some on another call and stuff like that. So that's basically, it's actually, Vitalik talked about this a long time ago, and we've built actually the only working quadratic voting system, I think, to date in the system. So what quadratic voting does is it basically weights the tokens and users. So for example, let's just say there's 1 million tokens out there, and you have one person with 900,000 tokens, and you have 100 people that equally share the other 100,000. And the person with 900,000 votes one way, but the entire 100 other people with 100,000 votes vote another way. The system won't allow someone who has all the tokens, all the money, to outvote the system and do what they want. It will recognize the fact that the majority of the people and of the holders, based on the amount of people, combined with the amount of tokens that's held, that it will give the best result for all of the users. So it's called quadratic voting, and happy to explain this at like another date. It's very interesting, but it's the most fair way that you can do things, because I don't know, you sort of remember this phrase, which is why, you guys might like this. I'm not a big fan of proof of stake. I'm not a big fan of proof of stake consensus mechanisms, because I've always kind of had this like saying, there's always someone that wants to see the world burn. And I know that sounds very morbid and everything like that, but we have a system that is very new. go out there, and if we allow someone to buy up the majority, like 61% or whatever the concerns are, and control what we do in our applications, whether that is our blockchains, whether that's our government, whether that is how we live our lives in the communities that we're in, then we're always going to be under someone's thumb. So we need a more fair way to do things that kind of spreads out the opportunity, the agreements, and the wealth between all of the users in the ecosystem. And so when we just talk about voting and stuff like that, quadratic voting is a way to make it more fair.
Perfect. Gavin, thank you very much. Makes perfect sense. I appreciate the feedback here. And without further ado, I think we're just going to move on to those community questions just so we can cover a few of them. And again, Kevin, just wanted to say thank you for the awesome debate. It has been absolutely fantastic. And yeah, let's just continue with the party. So another love, you're going to be the first. The first community question. So you know how this goes. The first one is going to be on the hot seat. Better make your questions count. Better make great ones so far. Floor is all yours. Another love. Welcome. That is with the questions.
Hi, Mr. Lance. Hi, Kelvin.
Hey, bud. How's it going?
All good. All right. I have a few questions for you, Kelvin. So, the first, I want to ask about the cross-chain connectivity, which you guys will be giving out to your investors. So, in my own opinion, this is a very wonderful idea, but I have a little concern about when one tries to swap his or her token, let's say from one chain to the other. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're asking about cross-chain swaps. I really appreciate the question. Keep going, and I'll answer the whole thing.
All good, yeah. So while we are logged into your app, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any let's say when we are trying to switch from, let's say, from save to save, and a customer or a user tend to lose his or her funds, are there any plans from you guys and to address this type of glitch in the future?
For the cross-chain swapping, so some things that we don't think that we need to reinvent the wheel and build from the ground up. So we actually partnered with a company called Sling XYZ, who are leaders in aggregating swaps and bridging in the crypto space. And so we've integrated them to facilitate the swaps and bridging into our app, and to find the best prices, the least amount of slippage, and the most efficient sort of channel for all of our users. So we use third parties that are tried, tested, and true and audited in this space for certain things like bridging and swapping. Now, that being said, what we want to try to do, especially when we launch our own AMM, our own DEX, and some of the other pillars that we're going to be launching ourselves, is we want to subsidize transaction fees like this using our NUTS token on all blockchains that are integrated into Squirrel. So to give our users the ability to have a less friction-based approach to being able to do all the things that they want to do on any chain that they want to do on Squirrel, with less slippage and less fees. So we are looking at, so part of the utility of our NUTS token is going to be subsidizing fees like this in the future.
All right, Kevin. Lastly, on your beta app you're looking to launch, I want to know if you guys have a sort of fund tracking system, and also a tutorial for, let's say, the new beta guys that'll be looking to use your app when launched.
Yeah. So we are actually training some AI features and functionality that's going to work with our help desk operations within the wallet. Fund tracking and things like that are going to go along with the trading and things, which we're looking at APIs and at partners and companies that we can kind of build in. That's going to kind of track what you do on the wallet and give you, in a very layman's terms, your kind of like plus minus on what you're doing. But then on top of that, some of the AI features we're going to do is going to let you know kind of what's working for you, what's making you the most in the things that you're doing, whether you're trading, whether you're staking, whether you're lending to other passive income opportunities. So we're going to be building in some AI features that are going to help learn when you use the wallet and give you basically suggest the best things for you that you can do. Does that answer your question?
Another love, you were speaking on mute, just so you know.
Yeah.
Oh, so sorry. Yeah, I got you, Kevin.
It happens to me as well, man. No issue.
Thank you.
All right, another love. Thank you very much for exactly right for the questions. And we're gonna keep it moving to let's do Rayhan. Rayhan, welcome. Hopefully you're having an awesome day so far as well. And the floor is all yours. Hit us with the questions. Welcome.
Hey,
Rayhan.
bro.
Hey, bud. Thanks for the question. Let's hear it. What do you like to know?
Okay, so I wanted to know that you have like a wallet, and also in the wallet, suppose I have sent accidentally someone to my some assets, or someone like hack my wallet. So is it any option or like to bring back my that assets or bring back my wallet to me?
Sorry, I'm not sure if I understand, but if someone hacks your wallet, is that the question?
Someone also access in my wallet. So can I have the? Is it possible to bring back to my wallet? Also, if I send someone accidentally my funds in the wrong wallet, so is it also possible to get back that my amount that which I have sent accidentally?
Right. So what you're talking about is called counterparty risk. So counterparty risk is kind of a risk that's inherent in a lot of financial transactions, where if you send to the wrong place, can you retrieve your funds if you lose them? In crypto, blockchain is immutable. It's an immutable record. And so if you do accidentally send someone like the wrong address to funds, unfortunately, they are gone. Things that we're implementing to kind of protect people from this is we list all users' assets in the same dashboard on the blockchain that they're on. We don't allow users to send assets on the wrong blockchain. So, for example, if you have USDT on Ethereum, you can only send USDT on Ethereum. Right? You can't. If you try to send it on BNB or another chain, it won't allow you to do that. So it's protecting you from doing that out. But now, if you are copy and pasting a public address to send somebody funds, unfortunately, confirm what you're sending, who you're sending to, and it is up to you to make sure that you're sending to the proper address. With blockchain right now, as it sits right now, and especially in any decentralized applications, like you won't be able to basically claw back those funds. And in a decentralized environment, we don't want that. So I'm not sure if you guys seen the recent news about XRP, which is actually not really good. So the new XRP RLSU like ledger has the ability for users to claw back through counterparty risk funds that they've sent incorrectly, or if they've sent them incorrectly. The problem with that is you're going to have a lot of bad actors and stuff like that. So you're going to have people that are going to send funds. Funds are going to get confirmed in the other person's wallet, and they're going to think that they have these funds. And then a bad actor is going to then, when you start to institute technologies that build in counterparty risk, human error, and the ability for humans to gamify and to not gamify, that's the wrong word, but to basically like scam the system, you're building an inherent risk. So building in a clawback feature and functionality into anything that's decentralized actually is going to add risk to your wallet, and it's going to be detrimental to you in the future. So unfortunately, right now, if you do send the wrong to the wrong address, that you can't call back unless you're able to contact that person and say, "Hey, I sent you funds accidentally. Please send them back." But we will have features and functions which won't allow you to send on the wrong chain. We will have confirmation. Hey, are you sure you want to send this? And so on and so forth.
Yes, got you, man. Thanks for your answer. And also one last question. Will you also able to check or watch that wallet? If any token new launches token also, can we able to check out the chart, or it will be available if it stays few days?
Yeah, great question. Thank you, Rand. So these are some of the things that we're trying to build into V2 of the wallet, where you're going to have trending topics, new token launches, so to speak, on a lot of our partners that we have on other blockchains, things that are coming up to let our users know, hopefully firsthand, hey, this is happening. This new meme coin is launching on Solana. Do you want to get involved in it? Click here and you can get involved. These are things that we're building in our V2 that's going to launch in the next 30 to 45 days. So yes, we are thinking of that to keep our users engaged and give them hopefully firsthand information so that they can get into these sales and make the most money.
Okay, got you. Thank you, man. Thanks for your answer, and thanks, Raylan, brother, for the opportunity. Appreciate you, man.
Hey,
Appreciate you.
thanks for the questions, Rayhan. Hey, and if you have anything in the future, come to our Telegram. We've got great moderators and great people to answer anything that you need to know.
Perfect, Rayhan. Thank you. Sorry for cutting off. Thank you very much. And we're going to keep it moving to two more questions. Mikasa, it has been a while, so I'm going to give you the mic here. Hopefully you're having an awesome day so far. And welcome. That is for the questions.
Hey guys, hey Ryan. Hey Calvin.
Hey, welcome.
Hi Ryan.
Hey, bud. How's it going?
Going well. You shared quite some interesting context, I must say. So when I went to your Twitter, I noticed that you partnered with Stormchain AI, among other investment oriented profiles like Westmount Park and even Jordan Belfort. I know Jordan Belfort because I took his course on straight line sales and straight line persuasion. So
Oh,
what
yeah?
significant
That's
impact?
so interesting.
So what significant impact has these investment-oriented profiles brought to Squirrel Technologies? Because what's on your Twitter is actually Squirrel Technologies. So what specific impact has they brought to Squirrel Technologies as a whole? Because people seeing these on your profiles, I noticed that the engagement numbers on those were quite fascinating, and people love to see the fact that you're actually reaching out and others are reaching out to you to invest in Squirrel Technologies, so to speak. What impact has it actually brought?
Yeah, great question. Really appreciate that. And thanks. So this is one of the things. I'm glad that you brought up Jordan Belfort and stuff like that. We have an amazing team of titans in their industries, and we brought these people on for a reason. One, because they love what we're building at Squirrel, and they're not just advisors, they're investors. So every single person that you see has invested their own money into Squirrel to build this. So someone like Jordan Belfort, you've seen the Wolf of Wall Street. He is, a titan. He understands finance. He understands trading. So he's gonna be able to help guide us and give us great sort of feedback on what to build when it comes to the trading aspect. When you look at someone like Bill Hellmuth, for example, he is the most decorated poker player of all time. Why is this important? Poker and crypto and gaming applications, they go hand in hand. And so guys like this are going to help us build out Squirrel and get into these venues so that Squirrel can be the wallet that all poker players are going to want to use. Then we have other people like Jamie Yancey, titan in the healthcare industry. We've been able to accumulate people that are experts in their industry to help give us the knowledge and guidance to build out not just the wallet, but build for these applications that people are going to be using or needing to use Web3 applications in the future. So that's how we've amassed our team. And so they don't just help us with investment, they help us with guidance.
No, that's actually amazing. It's pretty much what I thought. Honestly, congrats on hitting those milestones. The next question is actually what you said a couple of minutes ago. You did talk about something on the V2 regarding AI and stuff. Now, you did make mention of AI, saying that it will provide some kind of suggestions based on the user's behavior. Now, the AI that discerns what someone likes, for instance, what I like and what I don't like, when providing context based on my information, will take some taking of my behavioral data from the user, that's me, before it can suggest content sets that appeals to me, the user. Technologies consent to the users giving their data before providing it, or did you guys find a workaround instead of just throwing ads, so to speak? And what is the difference between this users pressing your
Yeah.
users
So
and regular Web3 ads?
yeah. So, I mean, ads is something that obviously we're looking at like other people do as a revenue stream down the road, but it's not something that we're building into our sort of AI features and functionalities that that we want to have to showcase things in the application based on your usage to give you other things that you might want to do, like staking in a different pool, buying a meme coin, trading on this certain exchange partner that we have, stuff like that. So that is separate from building in, say, ads for a revenue stream. We want to give our users the best, most curated experience through a wallet when it comes to connecting to anything they want to do in DeFi. I hope that answers your question.
So just to be clear, it doesn't even need my data, before it can provide me content. It will give me based on what's trending and stuff like that, correct?
Yes, exactly. Once it starts to learn everything, well, it'll start putting out things that are trending and it'll start asking you questions like, is this useful? Do you like this? Do you not like this? So on and so forth. And so once it starts to learn, then it's going to start suggesting things, things that is more tailored to your experience. That's what you like to experience.
I really appreciate the insights you shared. I wish you guys the best, and I hope that Scrolls technology stays bullish onward. Thanks a lot for the insight shared. Over to you, Rainlands. Thanks.
Thanks so much for the question. Appreciate it. Look forward to your support.
Thank you very much, Mikasa, and we're going to keep on moving to the last question. So, Rekas, you're going to be the last one here. Hopefully I didn't mispronounce your name. If I did, I do apologize. So you're going to be on the last hot seat. Better make your questions count. Better make the great ones. Hope you have an awesome day, and the floor is all yours. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi there.
You cut off. So you're. Hello.
I'm here. I don't think I can hear her.
Yeah, same. I mean, we see that you're unmuted, but we can't hear you. So probably audio issues, I assume.
Hello. Can you hear me, guys?
We can. Welcome.
Yeah. Thank you, Renas. I want to know, how does the Future Guardian play a vital and secure role for private key recovery for my wallet? Only family members be a guardian, or can we even appoint an outsider?
Yeah, so we built Guardians in a way. Thank you for your question. So we built Guardians in a way where the user can set your Guardians as your trusted people. So whether that is, your friends, family members, things like that, or if you're like an institution or business, you might set up like your CEO, your CTO, your lawyer, things like that. So you get to set your Guardians up to 20 maximum. And also, if you have a guardian down the road that you're saying, oh, I don't want them to be a guardian anymore, you can remove them. You have the master controls. You control this. So a guardian just gets a shard of your private key. With that shard, they can't do anything. You have to start a recovery process to contact your guardians with your master key. So you're always protected and you're always in control. And I'd like to answer your question. You can set whoever you want as a guardian, but all guardians need to be on Squirrel.
All right. That's an amazing response, Kevin. Thank you so much, and good luck.
Thank you for your question. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much for the question. And without further ado, just a kind reminder before we end the session off that the pre-sale ad is now live. As always, and as I did mention probably 3 or 4 times already, you have the link to it on the AMA announcement, so do feel free to check it out if you're interested in contributing. And if 2 hands raised up, do make sure to join your socials so the Squirrel team can get you sorted ASAP. And yeah, once again, Kevin, thank you very much for the amazing debate, and wishing you and the rest of the team the best of luck, and hopefully you have a great rest of the day as well.
I appreciate it, guys. Listen, thanks so much for having me on. Really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for listening and for all of your questions. And if we weren't able to get any of your questions today, please come to our Telegram channel. And, ask them there, and we'll make sure that we get the answers for you. If Squirrel Wallet and Squirrel Technologies is something that you're interested in, please support us on GemPad. We have great partners with GemPad and everything. And, we're looking really forward to a great launch coming soon. Thanks, guys.
Perfect. Much appreciated, Kevin. And, of course, to our awesome community, thank you very much for tuning in. We're going to catch you on the next one. Hopefully you have an awesome rest of the day as well. And cheers.
Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.